We have a new typhoon possibly developing this week in the Philippine Sea. A lot of the guidance showing a rather strong storm system on the horizon. Meanwhile, we're still continuing to deal with Talim, also known as Dodong in the Philippines, moving across Hainan and into northern Vietnam. I'm meteorologist Robert Spetta. Here's our storm system now. It actually moved just south of Hong Kong, moved out here towards the west, still impacting northern Vietnam, and definitely going to be a big rainmaker in and around Hanoi. Already been seeing some localized reports of flooding as this continues to weaken and tracks off here towards the west. The big topic with that one, though, is going to continue to be that rainfall as it moves away from Hong Kong. I know red level signal force warnings were issued across parts of China, including T8 there in Hong Kong, which pretty much means the city shuts down as the storm systems move by. Back towards the east, though, here's the ECMWF guidance over the weekend, showing a possibility of inflow coming in from the west in our next storm, which could develop into a typhoon out here towards the Philippines. Let's break this down for you, my friends. Well, first and foremost, here's our convection. A lot of it to work with, plenty of moisture and instability. Those are the key things. So we have that initial basic development rate in here, starting to see a little bit of circulation just north of Palau right there. And once we start to see this tighten up a bit, I'm sure the guidance is going to get a lot more in agreement and concrete on what could happen here. But for about 5 to 6 days now, ECMWF and the GFS have been continuing to suggest that we're going to see something develop here, push off towards the north and west, excuse me, and eventually make landfall here into Luzon. Now, that could range from parts of Catanduanes all the way back here towards northeastern Luzon, or maybe even just clip the island and kick off there towards Taiwan or towards Okinawa. There still is a lot of uncertainty in here, but at least for now, you basically want to pay attention to this broad circulation, watch how it's going to be developing, and look towards the west, that troughing that's going to be all the moisture pulled in from the west. So even back towards Palawan and also into Mindoro, you're going to be looking at plenty of rainfall too. Now, this is the ECMWF guidance. Just want to kind of once again show you what my thoughts are. As far as this possible development, yeah, just moving off here towards the west and northwest, possibly making landfall somewhere along the east coast of Luzon. But what I also want to show you is what the ECMWF is showing with a storm system by Sunday, just off the coastline of Luzon, right around Isabela over towards Carino. Now, compare that up with the GFS. It actually wants to pull this storm a little bit further towards the south, as I mentioned, clipping around Catanduanes or coming on shore in the central Luzon. There's a range here, but the thing is, it looks like a lot of the guidance is continuing to agree on some sort of general impact here across the Philippines. And you can see this particular model with the GFS showing our storm run right over Luzon over the weekend and then kicking off there towards the west and eventually maybe even turning towards the northwest into a kind of a track very similar to what we've seen here with Dodong, also known as Talim, out there towards Hainan or even into Hong Kong. So boy, there is a lot to still talk about here, my friends, and we're definitely going to continue to keep you posted. I think at this point right now, the number one thing I can't stress enough is just stay weather aware. You're watching this video, so you're already ahead of the curve. It means you're looking out, you're trying to get the new information. But over the course of, let's say, in the next 48 to 72 hours, a lot's going to be changing. As far as the storm system developing, it's going to become named, and then eventually is going to kick off here towards the north and west. So, of course, continue to follow this channel, but also continue to follow those official channels, including from Pagasa, where they're going to start to put out these warnings on this. And I say it as not a possibility, but it really looks like this is likely going to develop into something. So yeah, stay smart, stay safe, be weather aware. We're going to keep you posted here through the latter part of this week as we look at this next possible typhoon developing in the Philippine Sea.